Hello and welcome to another edition of All in Wonder. We're here with our senior showcase. Our guest today is Yicel Moreno. Yicel has been so involved with campus ministry and the college as a whole. Again, spirit of collaboration is what I keep talking about. I'm just going to keep riding that theme because it's so true and honest to all of the students that we're talking to. But just to give you a little bit of background on where she comes from in regards to her experience here, super involved in STARS as an executive vice president, super involved in a bunch of different service initiatives, speech minor with child study major, just a real lover of people, and again, just this energy of just joy that radiates through our students, and especially these students that we're having these conversations with. I had the privilege of being on numerous trips with Yicel in campus ministry world, but also one of the global studies trips to Romania, which is a really special experience. And she's just an awesome person. So really excited to have this moment and share this conversation with you. So let's bring her on in here. And hey, there you are.
Hello.
Cool. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here.
Happy to have you. I think it's so cool and appropriate. Your setting here, you're in a school, and when we were preparing for the call, I could hear children in the background.
Yeah, sorry.
It's awesome. I love all that stuff. It's supernatural to who you are and what you feel called to. So tell us, you're graduating. Tell us your major, why you picked it, and yeah.
Oh, okay. I love answering this question just because it brings me back to Romania. So I am a child study major with a concentration in speech. I chose to be a teacher. Well, I've always wanted to be a teacher growing up. I was that one with the whiteboard, reading to my cousins, like, can you read this to me? And stuff like that, giving homework. But when I found myself like applying to school and everything, I was really second guessing myself. I was like, maybe I'm not, maybe teacher isn't my calling. Maybe it's not what I was meant to do. So my freshman year, I went to Romania, and
That was your freshman year?
that was freshman year.
Wow.
I went right into just being so adventurous and being very involved right from the beginning. I was like, I'm going to try to make it my best.
That's incredible. Sorry to cut you off, but I just wow.
No, it's okay. I mean, sometimes I'm like, whoa, I don't even know how I did that in freshman year. So I don't know if you remember Theodora.
Yeah, of course.
We went to go see the preschoolers, and we went to visit the schools in Romania, in the gypsy community and stuff like that. So when I saw those kids, and I kind of saw we had a language barrier, but somehow we still had this very close connection, and in that school setting, it kind of was like, okay, Giselle, I think this is what you're supposed to do. I think you're supposed to help children. This is your calling. And that was the moment I was like, you know what? I think I'm okay, I'm on the right path. Child study is for me. And then as I continued with student observations, and especially right now in my student teaching, I just love every second of it. I'm currently teaching student teaching in Brentwood. Cool. And I'm working with my population. So I'm working with the Hispanic kids, and I help them so much. The little things that I don't even notice will make this huge difference. It actually brightens up their whole day. And they're like, I'm so excited to see you, Miss Miranda. And I'm just like, my heart is so full.
Well, it's so much about the energy that you bring to anything you do in life. It's what you bring to the room that matters. And so I'm not surprised to hear that people are responding to you with that, because you bring a great energy. And for those listening, watching, the Romania trip is through global studies. It's such an awesome thing. And what you were referring to is we would go to these little schools in these villages that are pretty underprivileged areas, but have so many awesome people who are doing amazing work there. And there was this one young girl there that was adorable. I really do remember her. I remember your connection too with all of them, but especially her. It's a pretty cool part of the trip experience, the service learning. So that's awesome that you brought that up. That's really special.
Yes. And then we went to the middle school. That was a few minutes away, and she ended up her mom ended up working there. And she comes up and she's like, she's so adorable.
Yeah.
I don't even think she knows like how much of a big impact she made on me, but she really did.
Well, that's just again, I keep saying that that's another example of like how all the things that this college and like community offers in general, when it's working well, it does things like that. Like you have that experience, and that's why we do that stuff. So that's really really cool, and I can't wait to be able to travel again. I just can't
Oh yes,
be
I
able to
can't
do all that
wait
stuff.
either.
So you did you declare your major your freshman year, or did you declare?
So after that year, I went into my sophomore year because it was in between freshman and sophomore.
Yeah,
I declared my major in sophomore year.
cool,
Yes,
awesome.
coming
Um,
back.
so what you've been involved in service since freshman year. Like what about getting involved and doing things? Like what are some of the things that you really memories that you love, and like was getting involved so important for your experience? You say,
Um, so like in high school, I wasn't really involved.
yeah,
Um, the only thing I was involved in was culinary because I really love like baking and cooking and everything like that. So I was actually president of the culinary club at my high school, and I was very known for my culinary. So when we went to competitions, we would always get like really good awards. So I always got like that name, like oh the baker, the cooker, like all of those names. But I wanted to associate myself with more things, more than just baking and even though I love it, like I'm totally fine with just being known like for my cookies and my cakes, like totally fine with it. Um, but because I came to St. Joe's on a full scholarship, I was fortunate enough to be on the presidential grant. I decided I made it my mission that I'm going to make it. If I got this scholarship that not everyone can get because it's only like 10 students, um, I'm going to make it my mission to get very involved and show like a different because St. Joe's is known more for the white population. So I was like, I need to get maybe like more Hispanics involved and just
oh
kind
yeah,
of add diversity into the college. Um, but I found that a lot of people were doing the same thing as me. That's why I think I connected very like quickly with Catherine. So our
yeah. Catherine Escobar, right?
yes.
Yeah,
And I love her so much from like the beginning. I can remember the first day I met her. I really do. And she was at the stars table and I was like, I want to do this club. Like I love the service. I love the baking, of course, because there's the pumpkin bake-a-thon, there's the soup
yeah.
kitchen. Yeah. So I was just
You
like,
do a lot of cooking.
yes, you really do. And I absolutely loved it. So from there, I was like, this is like my beginning. I'm gonna start with stars, and then I'll slowly like get in there. I did not know that stars was like part of campus ministry. Then I slowly found out that it was like campus ministry, and I was like, that's wonderful. And then I saw the trips. I was a little scared as a freshman. I was like, I don't know if I want to travel with people I'm not like, I don't know.
Sure.
But I can honestly say that's the best part. You make such like relationships that you don't even notice. Like the Campton trip.
New Jersey, yeah, Camden, yeah.
Oh my God. That was
Yeah.
like I have like my two best friends now. I have Leslie and Steven. You never know who you're going to meet and what impact they're going to like make on you.
Yeah.
And I think that's like the fascinating part about it is that you don't know what like relationships you're going to make and how valuable they're going to be.
Let's talk about your baking here,
Okay.
because
I
uh,
love
you love baking. You're awesome at it, and you've brought your gifts to the table. I'm a big believer in the power of food and the way that food builds community. We see it all the time, at the dinner table and different things, but we see it too in like the way society can like wrap things around a meal, and how cafes and like and all these different types of things. So you've gotten involved a lot at the soup kitchens that we do and a bunch of different stuff. What about baking and food for you? Like, where did you grow up in a kitchen? Like, what was your experience of like being around that?
So my family, we have our traditions. So we're Salvadorian and we love to cook. So we have like our traditional tamales, we have quesadillas, we have all these kind of desserts.
Mhm.
So I always like grew up with my mom saying like it's time for you like to learn the traditions and all of that. So and I was always looking very forward to it because I love I love the tradition part of being able to like carry a tradition,
Yeah.
especially through cooking. When I go to El Salvador, I'm always like cooking. I'm always like cooking, learning something new.
Oh, cool.
Um, so when I was able to actually like enroll and bring that with me in like a school setting, I was like, sign me up, like that's like even better.
Hmm.
Especially I love when I can help others through my cooking,
Yeah.
especially like at the soup kitchens. Um, I love the fryers. I actually really loved that trip so much. Like I wanted to go back. I really did.
The Bronx trip, the Bronx day trip. Like everybody keeps bringing that up, and I'm so happy because they are the bomb. They're just like the best dudes ever,
They
and
really are.
it's just yeah. I can't wait. We got to do an alumni because or something. Because, yeah, we got to get back there soon.
I hope they're like good. Like, are they okay?
They're doing great. Oh my gosh, they're doing so well. I was saying in Tommy's episode, I don't know if it made the cut. It'll make the cut this time. That they're like they're super popular. Like if you Google them, they have a podcast that gets like millions of views. They have a YouTube channel. They're getting like a bunch. I have a bunch of friends, artists who are making films about them and stuff. So you can go find a bunch of the guys that you met in like these really like one of them is a skateboarder and he's like they're so it sounds really cheesy but they're just so hip and they're so in touch with how to understand how to see God in the world as like naturally and connect the sacramental to the environment they're in. It's just really profound. I suggest everybody go spend time with them and just witness them, regardless of your faith background. I think
Mhm.
you're so moved by what they bring to the table. But yeah, they're doing really well. And they just opened an Oakland shelter, a friary in Oakland, California, and a shelter there too. Yep, which is huge. It was a big project that they're in the process of still doing. But yeah, they're doing good.
Once they have it like open and everything, I'm pretty sure it can help so many people.
Oh yeah, because no,
Mhm.
that area is really struggling.
Mhm.
Yeah, but we still stay in touch with the Bronx too, and we've kind of have a open door dialogue with them. So when things do get better and we can make sure we can do it safely, we will be back. So
That's so great to hear. I feel like they love, when people come visit them as
yeah,
well. Like even from that trip, I remember that we went to like a little service with them, and that was like really nice. And it was like very just like isolating. Like you kind of just have your time to think about it, and you don't even think about that you're like at you're at a shelter with men. Like they're all like very respectful and everything. It was like a great time. Like there was not at one time where you would think, okay, maybe you never felt unsafe. You felt very, very safe. Even like just as a woman like entering, like you never felt anything. Um it was like a very good atmosphere.
that's really powerful.
Felt
Yeah,
like faith and everything. It was really nice.
yeah, that is really cool that you said that. And you're in the middle of Bronx too. Like that's what's so powerful
Yeah.
that you're in the busiest, one of the busiest places in the world, and yet it was so isolating and in a
Mhm.
good way.
Yes, in a great way.
Well, that's cool.
It was really nice.
You're getting me all excited to do things again, and which is again that's one of the reasons why these conversations have been so awesome because I think it's important for not only us as active participants in this to be reminded of the glories of these things, but to share them with others, and that hopefully other students maybe who haven't been involved come across this and say, "Oh, this is cool. I like this energy. I want that too for myself." Really random question: what's your favorite thing to bake?
My favorite thing to bake.
Yeah, like I tell you right now, if you go bake, what are you baking?
Oh, I'm going to make banana crumb cake. I think you had like the pleasure of like trying it. I'm pretty sure I brought it to you a
Yeah,
few
you
times.
definitely did. You definitely
Yeah,
did.
and honestly, that's like my go-to dessert. It takes like forever to make. It really does. It's like a whole process, but like I just love the banana crumb cake. I just love making it. I love drinking like a nice hot like coffee with
Yeah.
my banana crumb cake. It just makes like a bad day like so much better.
What are some of the things we've done at the soup kitchen? Because I know you brought a recipe or two. So I'm trying to think. Because
Um,
usually the way the soup kitchen works is we kind of all share ideas, and I know we did pizza that one time.
we made pizza. We made
That was a workout.
what was it called? with like mashed potatoes and like it was like a pie kind of
Oh,
thing.
pot pie.
Was it a pot pie?
Oh, shepherd's pie.
Shepherd's pie, yeah, shepherd's pie.
Oh yeah, that came out
Yes.
really good.
And then we've made I feel like we've made a lot, like we've made a few things. I've gone to a few soup kitchens.
We've made weird stuff that like, like we've definitely pushed the boundaries of what soup kitchen food is normally. We're like PB and J. Forget PB and J. We're going all out.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
like, no.
But
Okay.
for those again that aren't super familiar, the one of the kitchens that we cook at monthly is an industrial kitchen. Like it's a huge kitchen in the basement of a church that is like you can push it to its limits. So we're always like, hey, we got all these things here. Let's cook some pretty awesome stuff.
Yes.
Why settle for something really simple when we can cook? And some of the times we had like almost 50 to 60 participants coming to eat. Um, so it's a lot.
Yes. And I think we made like pizza, I think a few times. Like I remember making pizza like more than one time. And it's always like a different experience. And
It was
it's
rough the
like,
first time.
huh?
It was rough the first time. That
I
dough was
think
like, I remember, was it Sam? I remember Sam just like beating the dough and trying oh, God, I was so sore too. I was like, this is, and it came out like super big. They loved it. The participants really were like, this is awesome. Uh,
I so agree.
and that was funny. I felt like we were in an I Love Lucy episode or something. There was just like flour everywhere and it was a mess.
Yes, it was like a whole like we're like, okay, now what do we do with this frozen pizza? Like, okay, we have this much time. How
Yeah.
do we do this?
It always felt like a game show too, like one of those,
The time is like ticking and everything.
yeah, someone's gonna come in and start screaming, even though that never happened. But we were like, who, you know, uh,
Yeah.
you were vice president for Stars for a bit, and super involved in the club, and just tons of things on the campus here. What, as you are, I'm sure you're reflecting a lot as you prepare to graduate in about like a month or so. What are some of the things you've been reflecting on with regards to your experiences? Are there like, I'm sure there's a lot of memories and things, but are there certain like feelings or a sense of accomplishment? Like what's been going through your mind? It's such a reflective time.
A lot has been going through my mind. I can tell you one thing since joining St. Joe's. I was very lost with my faith and stuff like
Mm,
that. But through St. Joe's, I can tell you I really found where I want to be with my faith and like my
wow.
relationship with God. Um, like I miss going into the chapel, like especially during these times right now when you're very
Yeah.
stressed and you just want to be somewhere and kind of reflect on life and like how far you've come and like especially like I've accomplished so much this year that it's a little overwhelming
Yeah.
when you really think about it. Like in high school, I didn't really like care about my grades. My grades were okay. Um, but this year I've been told I'm top 20. I'm like in 4 honor societies. I got the presidential grant. I'm the undergraduate speaker. Um, and it just keeps going on. And even like in student teaching, they told me after I graduate, I can come over here and like look for a job. So I'm just like I'm in the place where my dreams are coming true. So just like that feeling of when I'm overwhelmed with all of these like great accomplishments, I kind of want to be in a place where I'm quiet.
Yeah.
Um, I can reflect. I can I can talk to God. I can thank Him for everything, even though you don't need that like atmosphere or that physical setting. Um, I think it's really nice and something I miss. I've come a long way from like freshman year to now. I
That's
don't think I
beautiful.
would sign up to be a speaker. Like it just
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
It's so beautiful to hear you say all this, and like it's really heartwarming and endearing. I really mean that, um, because it's so accurate to what exactly we hope and pray that you guys would go through in your experience, and the chapel door is open for you always, even as alumni. That door is always open.
It's
Um,
so good to hear.
yeah, always there for you, and congratulations on everything you're doing. And I'm so excited to see what you do next too, because it's only the beginning, and it's so incredible, and everything is happening right now, and it's so intense and wild. But it's really just the beginning, and someone like you, I'm really excited to see what's next. And you're going to be speaking at the baccalaureate prayer service as the undergraduate speaker, which is so cool. Um,
It still seems so unreal. Like I'm so speechless still.
you can't be speechless. Actually, you actually have to have a speech.
I have to
So
do my speech.
you can't go up there and be like, "I am speechless."
Yeah.
Um, no,
No,
that's so cool.
like I'm just like the time is coming, because I remember in March when Sister Karen called me. I was actually on my way to student teaching. I was kind of feeling it was kind of like a cloudy day, so I was like, okay, today is going like I was just trying to prepare myself, because right now I'm in a special ed my special ed placement, and it's kind of rough to get through each day
Mhm.
with the students, especially when they're they're emotionally disturbed.
Yeah.
Um, I was like kind of like, okay, like we're going to have a good day today, um, because the kids need a good day. So I was like, okay, we're gonna have a good day. I'm
Yeah.
on my way, and I like just parked, and then I see someone's calling me at like 8 in the morning, and I was
That
like,
sounds like Sister Karen.
yeah, it was Sister Karen, and she told me she was so excited, like she wanted to call me at 7,
Wow.
but she's like, no, no, like that's too early. Um, honestly, I would have been so happy if she called me at 7. So she called me, and she's like, I have some really exciting news, and I was like, I think I know what she's gonna say, but I'm not too sure. So then she told me that I was the undergraduate speaker, and how like proud she is of me, because Sister Karen is in charge of the presidential grant as well. So I've
Mhm.
known Sister Karen my whole time here, um, and that just like I don't know, it wasn't a cloudy day anymore. It was so like it was such a happy day, and I was like, I can't believe I'm going to be the undergraduate speaker. Like that's so crazy.
Mhm.
I just can't believe it.
It's so exciting and so well deserved too. And yeah, we'll plug it right now actually. So May 20th, it's going to be great. It's going to be so exciting. Baccalaureate person, such a wonderful, wonderful tradition that our college has that I'm so proud to play a small role in it every year. Um, and I always tell Sister Karen, I'm like, whatever you need, I'll hold the flag, whatever you need. I want to be in that room because it's always such a wonderful thing. And so now to see the way that you're involved in it too is going to be really, really special this year.
Yeah, and you'll be filming it, which is like that's great.
Behind the scenes, yeah,
Yeah.
taking the curtain from the house, yeah. Helping Sister Karen, we're going to be collaborating, and because we're going to be doing something really unique this year, because we can't have it in the traditional way that we want to. Instead of sitting and being upset about that, we try to say, hey, let's make it a clever new experience. So we're going to pre-tape it all in a really cool dynamic way that I hope will make it a really enjoyable viewing experience. And then everyone sit down with your banana bread. You sit down with your banana crumb bread, right? Crumb cake and a cup of tea or coffee and watch.
Yes, because I feel
Perfect.
like this whole year has just been a bunch of new experiences.
Yeah.
So we're just doing, we're doing everything just in a different way.
Yep.
And then I think it's better than, kind of just being like, okay, we're going through a rough patch. Let's just forget everything.
Yep.
I'm so thankful that you all are just you're taking the time to actually think about us, think
Oh,
about how can we make this memorable, instead of just, pushing it like under the rug or something, and just being like, okay, we have challenges, but instead, I've seen that St. Joseph's is just, and everyone is just like, okay, but how can we do this?
oh,
How can we have the same experience but in a different way, or in like a new way,
mm,
or like adjust things to meet the rough patch that we're going through. So I really enjoy that, because other schools are kind of just okay, sorry, we can't do this. But St. Joe's, I feel like they're so good with their students, and like everything, it might be a little hectic,
yeah,
but
it is a way for everybody. I think what you're talking about there is the spirit of resilience that lives within all of us. We just have to choose to take the time to tap into it and access it. And so I think it's been really, from our perspective, we've seen it in the students so much that while yes, we're also doing things and we're very proud of the year we've had considering the elements. There's also been many moments for me personally where I've seen students being so resilient, where I've said to myself, like, well, I better buck up because there's no, if they're going to bring their A game, I better be bringing my A game. So it's wonderful to have the mutual acknowledgement of that. I appreciate it.
Yes.
Uh,
I mean, I appreciate all the work you guys are doing. It's a lot. Like I'm just doing like little kids right now. Like I can't even imagine for like college, students and everything. Like even like as a student teacher, like I have to do so much to make sure that I'm giving my best to them.
yeah.
So I just can't even like start to imagine like for college students where it's like, it's another level that you have to do.
And we miss you all very, very much. And so we're excited to have any moment here of connection is really appreciated and valued. So, well, this is so awesome, and you're great, and I'm so excited to see what happens next. Closing remark here. Maybe give us a little teaser of something from your speech that you're very excited. Like, is there like a line or some sort of idea that you could tease here as we close out?
Okay, so like one of my I can't wait to read like from my speech is that I give like a little challenge to the class of 2021. We faced a lot of things, and I really hope that they hop onto the challenge.
I like it. All right, so here's the challenge now. The challenge is to make sure you watch it May 20th.
Yes. Watch it.
There we go.
Watch your speeches and everything. It'll be so appreciated.
Oh, so good. Well, thank you so much for joining us here for this conversation, and we'll be praying for you and with you on your journey as you go forth. And remember, the doors are always open here for you.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure being on your podcast.
Our podcast.
On our podcast.
It is our collective, because now you're in it. You are a member now.
You've
been sworn into the podcast world, which I still don't understand.
Yeah, I was watching your podcast and I was like, oh my God, like that's so great. I love what you're doing here. I
would have never thought that this is a thing. I still am like, what is going on? Like, but it's hey, it's the mystery of the experiences, and God has given us gifts and ideas and things, and just another way for us all to stay connected. So, all right.
Another challenge.
Riding the wave, So.
Yes, thank you so much.
Well, thanks for tuning in here for another edition of Awe and Wonder Senior Showcase with Yicel. Such a wonderful conversation. Again, such a spirited conversation. Joy, collaboration, and just genuine energy of spirit, and just a really wonderful conversation. And this isn't an accident. We're seeing this now in these conversations with these students. It's not an accident that they're so awesome and they're so excited. They've been touched with a spirit of service and generosity, and then in themselves have been giving that to others. And so it's really special, and it's thanks to our entire community. It's thanks to everybody here and the work that we all do as a team to be about that, to be about our pillars, service being a big aspect of the pillars. So just so awesome, and I leave every one of these conversations with so much excitement and joy for the future opportunities. So wish you all a wonderful day. God bless, and we'll see you on the next edition. All right.